On my pursuit of trying to find the very best Premiere Pro plugins, I have come across this one that we're going to be talking about today called Beauty Box. Now, I was a little bit apprehensive about this one because I'm not really the type of person who worries about touching up his skin and trying to make himself look a little bit prettier in pictures and things like that. But maybe you can't see all the areas of my skin that have defects and issues and things like that. But I look at these videos in 4K when I shoot them and I'm like, oh, that's off-putting. And there's been a couple of comments that I've had over the last couple of years while making these videos that make me want to try something like this. Not necessarily to use it in every single video, but particularly for like commercial purposes where your goal is to try and make people look as pretty as possible. I think this could be really handy. So for anybody who's curious, let's get into it and see what Beauty Box has to offer. So here we are in Premiere Pro. Now, if I open up this clip, you'll see that there are no effects applied whatsoever. And this is a very similar shot to the intro of this video. The only difference is it's a little bit more zoomed in and you can tell, we got some skin texture and things like that. And this is where you really start seeing some of the issues that I have with my skin in particular, which is all these little blemishes. It's just not really that appealing to look at. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to effects and look for Beauty Box. Then we're going to drag that over to the clip and you'll see that down here we can adjust a bunch of effects. Now straight off the bat, not much is going to be happening. So this is supposedly the after and then the before. You tell me if you can see a difference. You probably won't because we need to go and select dark color right here. And you're going to grab the eyedropper tool and you're going to select naturally the darker part of your face. So let's go around about here, and then same with light color. We need to go and select the lightest part of our face, which is around about there. And you'll notice now we're starting to get some of those smoothing effects starting to happen to our footage, which is great. Now I'm going to zoom in quite a bit here just so you can see how it's all working. That is with the plugin turned off, and then that is with the plugin turned on. And although it's obvious now, as you're watching this, you've seen the before and after. If you were just watching this as a casual video, you think, oh, that's a really nice like mist filter he's got in his camera or something like that. So at this point, we can actually go ahead and show the mask for the filter itself. And you can see that all the white areas, that is what is going to be affected by the filter itself, and all the dark areas are not going to be affected. And we can go down here to adjust the mask by changing the hue range, the saturation, and the value range. So by doing that, we're going to want to try and get as close as we can to just having our face affected, getting a little bit closer there. We still have this little dark spot, which ideally you'd want to get, but I would say something like that is a pretty good mask. Now, if we zoom in here, we can then go up to smoothing amount, and this is what is going to do the majority of the fancy stuff for you. So if we turn that smoothing amount up, you can see that it does naturally smooth the face, which is great. That's exactly what we want. For skin smoothing detail, this is actually a really interesting effect because we can turn it up and we can get a little bit more smoothness to the point where it's like very blurry and looks like we have some rather obvious TikTok filters going on. So we're not going to do that too much. We're just going to set that to the default of 15, but we can actually go the other way, and all those details in our face we can bring out. So if you're one of the crazy people that likes having all of the texture shown on your subject's face, this could be a really cool option. Now, this is terrifying for me to look at. Instantly reset that to 15 because that is horrifying. I'm just going to turn that smoothing down just a tiny bit to around about there. And then we can change the contrast again to just blend the highlights and the darker tones a little bit more like so. Around about 5 should do me perfectly fine. Now, down here at the bottom of the Beauty Box effect, there is a sharpen effect. And I think this actually looks better and more realistic than the standard one that comes with Premiere Pro. So this is the before and this is the after. Now, right now, like I said, this looks very sort of glowy and blown out, but if you were just watching this naturally, you didn't know the whole process that went into this, I don't think you would notice. Now, the one thing that does stand out to me is how bright this part is, and that's my fault because I overexposed this area while I was shooting. But we can come down to the bottom of the Beauty Box plugin, and there is a shine removal tool, which we can then adjust, and you can see if we just toggle it on and off, that it removes some of those specular highlights. So let's bring this down to around about 50 to 70% like so. And then if we go to the before and the after, I think that is noticeably better. And for people who are insecure about their skin tones and things like that, this is not something that you really have to worry about anymore. This shot right here is another example because Beauty Box doesn't just work for faces, it works for all kind of skin textures. So if we have a little zoom in here, you can see that all these little bubbly bits, that is part of the skin condition that I have. It's not that pretty to look at, but if we grab the Beauty Box plugin, drag it over, we already have a nice little bit of softening. But let's go back in, change the dark colors to around about there, and the lighter colors to around about here. We can then adjust the smoothing a little bit, and then let's go down to shine removal because we have some specular highlights up here near the fingertips, and we're just gonna mute those a little bit like so. And then finally, I'm going to go in here, show my mask, and I'm just going to try and get rid of some of these areas right here. So we can change the hue range, saturation range, and the value range. Now, I don't think that's doing a good enough job. So another option that you have is actually going to create a Bezier mask and literally just doing something like this, which may look a little bit strange at first, but then when you feather it out, like so, it will blend all of the Beauty Box effects inside here with the natural footage on the outside. So now if we turn the mask off, we have this really wonderful scene where the skin is being smoothed, and there's a really noticeable difference on every single frame that you look at. So this is before, and this is after. Once again, if you're just watching this as a video on YouTube, you're not really going to be able to notice that it's been artificially adjusted. Now, this third and final example I thought was quite a good one because it came straight from my iPhone, no fancy camera, no fancy lighting, and if we maximize it, you can see that I've got some blemishes, some redness in my cheeks, once again because of the skin condition, and a couple of spots on my forehead. So if we zoom in to around about here, we have the opportunity to apply the Beauty Box effects. Once again, select the darker color, which I would say is around about here, and then the lighter color, which I would say is around about there. Let's have a look at the mask. Oh, that seems to be doing quite a decent job. Let me just see if I can bring some of this in a little bit, increase the saturation range. All right, I think that's decent. Turn the mask off, apply the effects as usual. This one is going to be a little bit more dramatic because we're trying to blend all of the different skin tones, get rid of the spots, just do a bunch of stuff in one go. So here is the before, and here is the after. Again, it's a very dramatic effect, but if you are somebody that cares about beauty and appearance and things like that, this is why it's such a powerful tool. Now, there's two final things I wanted to comment on, one good and one bad. So the playback itself is actually pretty good. We're going to have some drop frames because it is quite a resource intense thing, but compared to other plugins like Dehancer, which I love, I would just like maybe slightly better optimization, but I understand it's a very hard thing to do. And also, one final thing that I want to touch on, if we go to something like this, the one thing that I haven't mentioned that is a part of Beauty Box, if we scroll all the way down, there is an option called color correction, and I don't really see the point in this because if we go ahead and apply one of these effects, let's just select a random one like smooth skin normal. That works okay, that's fine. It's like a preset that will change things. Cool, nice. That's what you would kind of expect from this. But then if we go to an actual color correction thing, it is incredibly powerful and incredibly punchy. Now, we could put this on an adjustment layer and turn down the opacity. We could also just apply two lots of this effect, one for skin smoothing and one for the color correction. But at that point, I don't see why you would use this when you could just add a LUT. Because this whole plugin is focused on beauty and aesthetics and things like that, I would just like to see an option that whitens teeth or highlights the eyes or things like that. Things that we would find in applications like Facetune and Photoshop. Because if somebody's paying money for something that makes them look a little bit more beautiful, I think there are other things you can do to implement that. And the more features, the better. Okay, so that's a first impressions of Beauty Box. Now, I don't necessarily think I'm going to do a follow-up with this one because you've seen the capabilities, you've seen what it can do, and whether or not you're going to be able to utilize that, that is entirely up to you. But I hope this has given you some kind of an example as to what it can do, and maybe it will work for your workflow, it will help your clients, it will help you feel a little bit more confident on camera. That's the idea. It isn't necessarily to artificially change everything or to trick an audience to believe you're somebody or not. For me, it's just a way of feeling a little bit more comfortable on camera on days where my skin isn't behaving very well. It gives me a little bit of comfort knowing that I'm not going to get as many hate comments, and I think it's, if you do it right, it's a really natural looking effect. And for people who want to be able to do this without Beauty Box, it's very hard to do that inside of Premiere Pro. There's no presets for smooth skin or anything like that. You have to add Gaussian blurs and bring the opacity down. You have to add different masks, tweak different light settings. It's very tedious to do it without something like this. So I hope that this has helped. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I try to respond to every single comment I get here on this channel. And of course, there will be a link to Beauty Box down in the description. It's a bit of a pricey plugin, but again, for people who do this kind of stuff on a regular basis, this may be a massive asset to you. And it isn't an affiliate link. I just wanted to try the product, so they sent me a key, but I'm not making any money off anything. It's just that it's a freebie that I get to share with you guys for the sake of testing and having a bit of fun. So I hope it helped. Anyway, I love your faces. You're amazing. You're beautiful. And I'll catch you in the next one.